AITA for moving the money and serving my cheating girlfriend the papers the day she got back? Hi, my name is Colton. I'm 28. I met Betrayal, 27, 4 years ago. After a year of dating, she moved in with me into a 2-bedroom condo I bought just before the market went wild in 2020. I kept it simple. Everything paid for, no shared assets. We weren't married. She said she liked the freedom. I paid most of the bills, not because she asked, but because I could. I handled the mortgage, groceries, utilities, and car insurance. She paid for streaming subscriptions and takeout. That was our split. I didn't complain. I worked long hours. Having dinner and a clean place to rest was enough for me. It wasn't all bad. The first few years were stable. She was fun at social gatherings. She knew how to work a room. We traveled a bit when I could take time off. Once to Vegas, another to Tulum. We did New Orleans with friends. She liked rooftop bars and aesthetic vacation spots. I liked watching her enjoy herself. It seemed like a good deal. Things changed in the 3rd year. She started spending more time with her cousin Kendra, a loud girl, always on a video call, always planning some wellness brand launch that never launched. They'd host vision board nights and post stories with captions like, realigning our frequency. I stayed out of it. Betrayal started saying she felt stuck, that our life was too routine. Monday to Friday, 6 to 6. What did she want? A parade every week? She grew quieter with me, more glued to her phone. She started getting dressed up for content photo shoots that generated no money. When I asked what brand they were for, she'd say, "It's about personal branding, Colton. Don't you get it?" Maybe I didn't, but I started noticing patterns. The phone never left her hand. She'd angle it away when she typed. She'd laugh at texts she didn't share. She put a password on her MacBook. Said she had client documents. Sure. We stopped going out. She stopped asking about my projects. I'd come home covered in concrete dust most nights, and she wouldn't even look up. One time I got back after a 16-hour day working in 100-degree heat. She was on the couch watching TikToks, eating sushi that I paid for. She didn't even ask how my day was, just said, "Babe, can you rinse your boots before you come in? The floor is dirty." Not how are you, just that the floor was dirty. That's when I started watching in silence. I didn't argue. I didn't snoop. I just backed up our shared cloud, moved some funds around, canceled a few apps that only I paid for. I stored the title to my truck in a fireproof folder at work. It wasn't paranoia, just precaution. Then came the promotion. The company moved me up to senior site foreman. I'd basically be managing multiple crews and training new hires. Big raise, more travel, but also more decision-making power. They offered a relocation bonus if I wanted it. I didn't tell Betrayal right away. I wanted to see if she'd notice. She didn't. No congratulations, no, what's next, not even a fake smile. She said we should go out to dinner to celebrate, but canceled the same night. Said she had a vision alignment workshop with Kendra. She posted a picture from an expensive bar with the caption, "Girls' night, stress-free night." That same week, she started talking about needing space. She said, "We've been in each other's energy too much. I need to recalibrate, maybe take a trip alone." I asked where. She replied, "My cousin Kendra is going to Miami, just for a few days. I think it will help me reset." I said, "So you're skipping my promotion dinner for a self-care trip?" She shot back, "Why do you make everything about you?" That's when I knew it was over. She just hadn't said it yet. I wasn't going to play dumb. I told her, "Do what you need to do." She booked the flight that same night. It was Monday. I got home from a job in Baytown, 12 hours in steel-toed boots and Houston humidity, covered in dust. She was on the couch with her laptop open, phone in hand, and a candle burning that smelled like chemicals and vanilla. She didn't look up when I walked in. "We need to talk," she said. I didn't sit, just leaned against the wall with my keys in my hand. "I've been thinking," she started, "and I feel like I need space, like a break. Just some time to reset." I waited. "It's not a breakup," she added quickly. "I'm not saying I don't love you, but I'm overwhelmed, Colton. I need clarity." Clarity. That word again. I asked, "When are you leaving?" "Wednesday morning," she said. I decided. The flights are already booked. Already booked before she talked to me. So it wasn't a conversation, it was a report. "And you didn't think to tell me sooner?" I asked. I didn't want to fight. I nodded. That was her pattern. Drop decisions and call it keeping the peace. Then she said something that stuck with me. This trip isn't about you. It's about my mental health. Right. Miami in the spring with bikinis, clubs, and healing energy. A recommended medical strategy, no doubt. I asked her directly. During this break, are we going to see other people? She paused for too long. Technically, we're not together, she said. That was the answer. I didn't argue, just said, perfect. She looked up then, confused. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing, I said. Enjoy Miami. Wednesday morning, she left without ceremony. Dragged her suitcase out the door like she was heading to a yoga class. No kiss, no hug. By 11 a.m., she posted her first story from the airport, resetting, recharging, realigning. I watched it in silence. She had a green juice in her hand and was wearing a new pair of sunglasses I'd never seen before. That night, her best friend Tessa texted me. Just heard about the break. That sucks, you okay? I hadn't spoken to Tessa in months. We were never close, just acquaintances from double dates and birthdays, but she always struck me as genuine, not fake like Kendra. The fact that she bothered to text said something. I told her I was fine. She said, got plans this weekend? I said, no, that's not right. You just got promoted. You should celebrate. Let me take you out. No weirdness, just as friends. I thought about it for a second and said, sure. Meanwhile, Brielle was documenting her Thursday healing. Beach photos, her in a thong. A blurry man in the background. Next story, rooftop bar. Loud music. Location tag, Miami Beach. Her caption, learning to let go. And then I saw him. Adrian. The same guy she used to call my walking mistake, her ex from college. He lived in Miami now. Beard, gold chain, pretending to be a music producer. He was in 2 photos, one behind her by the pool, another at the edge of the table at dinner. She didn't tag him, but it was him. I didn't say anything, just watched. On Friday, Tessa texted, we still on for tonight? Yeah, I replied. She showed up in a red dress that made the neighbors stare, her hair done, heels clicking. This wasn't a casual hangout. She came prepared. You look good, she said. You too, I replied. We went to a steakhouse near downtown, no lines, no influencers, just ribeyes, potatoes, and dim lighting. She didn't look at her phone once. We talked about work. She was an ER nurse, heavy shifts, high stress, no nonsense. She said she'd always respected how I worked, with my hands, no excuses. She said Brielle treated me like part of the background, like a useful but invisible phone charger. When we finished dinner, I walked her to her car. Then she stopped and said, can I be honest? I nodded. I've had feelings for you for over a year. I never said anything because of Brielle, but watching her treat you like an option while she was secretly texting Adrian, I couldn't stay quiet anymore. That name again. Adrian, I asked. You sure? Tessa nodded. I saw the texts months ago. She would delete them, but sometimes she'd forget. She's been planning this trip for a while. She just didn't want to admit it. Then she kissed me. It wasn't dramatic or forced, just a short, real kiss. I shouldn't have done that, she said afterward. I didn't reply. I kissed her back. We ended up back at my place. We talked for hours. She told me how Brielle would say I was too safe, that I was predictable, boring, reliable, but not exciting. Tessa said she didn't get it, that the safe ones are the ones worth building with. She slept on the couch. I offered the bed. She refused. Saturday morning, I made pancakes. She helped with the dishes. It felt normal, no games, no masks. At 10:14 a.m., Brielle texted me. Hope you're okay. Miami has been amazing. I really needed this. Not a mention of Adrian, but I already knew. I didn't reply. On Sunday, Tessa stayed over again. This time, not on the couch. That night we cooked together. No phones, no pictures, just the smell of garlic and the sound of a real conversation. Meanwhile, Brielle was posting from a yacht. Sunset view, champagne glass. Adrian behind her, smiling at the camera. Caption, healing. Do not disturb. Nobody was disturbing her. By Monday, I had moved the important files out of our shared Google Drive. I emptied the joint savings account, changed the Wi-Fi password, and logged her out of the Netflix profile I paid for. Small but strategic things. She didn't notice a thing. Thursday night, she texted, I land tomorrow at 3. Can't wait to see you. I feel like I have so much clarity now. Clarity. Sure. Friday at 3:07 p.m., I was working from home. Laptop on the kitchen counter, blueprints open, phone on silent. I heard the door open. She still had a key. I didn't get up, just watched as she dragged in a pink suitcase with a beige leather strap, wearing that same smug look she always got when she thought she was winning something. "Babe, I'm back," she said, as if she hadn't disappeared for a week to reset. I said nothing. "Miami was amazing," she continued. "I feel like a new person. I have so much clarity." She moved in like she was going to kiss me. I turned my head. She stopped. "What's wrong? We're still on a break, remember?" "Yeah, but I'm home now. The break's over." "Oh, right." She blinked like I'd spoken another language. Then Tessa walked out of the bedroom, hair in a messy bun, wearing my shirt, barefoot, calm. She wasn't smiling or gloating, just looked at Brielle like she was a minor obstacle. "Hey, welcome back. How was Miami?" You could see the moment it all hit Brielle. She couldn't process it. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out for a few seconds. "You," she looked at me. "You slept with my best friend." Tessa cut in before I could answer. "We were on a break, remember?" Brielle turned red, then pale, then red again. "You're both disgusting." I stood up. "You went to Miami to find yourself and discovered Adrian still gets your pulse racing. I discovered you're replaceable." That shut her up. For a moment, I went for my mental health. "You slept with my best friend for revenge." "No. I spent time with someone who was actually present, who didn't cancel my promotion dinner, who didn't fly to another state to test drive her ex while pretending to meditate on a beach." "That's different." "How?" "Because I didn't sleep with Adrian. And you expect me to believe you?" "Believe what you want. You've already moved on." "I didn't move. You left." That's when she broke. Screaming, loud crying, accusations. "How long has this been going on?" "Since you've been gone?" "The day you boarded that flight. With your spray tan and your captions about healing energy." She stormed down the hall, came back dragging a duffel bag, and started shoving her things into it. "I'm staying with Layla." "Perfect. I'll pack the rest of your stuff and text you when it's ready." 3 years down the drain. For what? A rebound girl who wore fake nails to my birthday dinner. You skipped my promotion dinner to party with your ex. I think it started going down the drain right there. "You're going to regret this," she said on her way out. I already did. That's why I put a stop to it. An hour later, the text started. "Heartless bastard. I made a mistake. She was supposed to be my friend. You really threw everything away for 1 week. Adrian meant nothing. We can fix this. I hate you. I love you." I didn't answer any of them, but it wasn't over. Saturday morning, my phone started blowing up with Instagram tags. She was posting cryptic quotes in black text on a white background. When people show you who they are, believe them. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Imagine going through trauma and being betrayed by the 2 people you trusted most. No names, but it was enough for her followers to start asking questions. And then came her version. Apparently, she had taken a healing girls trip and came back to find her boyfriend cheating with her best friend. According to her story, I was the cheater. I had destroyed everything, was emotionally unavailable, and Tessa had manipulated me. I didn't post anything, but Tessa did. A single photo with the caption, "When someone leaves you for their ex, don't be surprised when you find someone better." The comments exploded. People who had seen Brielle's Miami posts started connecting the dots. Adrian showing up in every story, her captions about old flames, the yacht pictures, and then the divide between mutual friends began. Brielle started calling everyone to give them her version. She even called our friend Corey. He texted me, "Yo, Brielle's saying you cheated." "Nah, we were on a break." Her idea. Ask her where she was the weekend of my promotion. Corey. She told me it was a family trip. Adrian's in half her pictures. Corey. Man, that's messed up. Wednesday afternoon, she showed up with her brother Damon and her toxic friend Layla to get her things. I already had everything packed. Coffee maker in a box. Hairdryer I bought her in a box. Things she never used but kept for aesthetics, in a box. She tried to grab my PlayStation. "That's mine," I said. "We both used it." Used, past tense. She tried to play the common law card. "That's not how it works in Texas," I told her. We never presented ourselves as married. Everything in that condo was in my name. She knew it, but she still wanted to argue. Damon looked embarrassed. Layla tried to act tough, but Tessa stood by my side the whole time. Calm, steady, sharp gaze, silent support. As they were leaving, Brielle turned and said, "I hope you're happy. You ruined everything." I replied, "You ruined it. I just stopped pretending it wasn't already over." That night, she posted again. Caption: "When the man you love becomes a stranger overnight." The comments were full of pity, but the messages I was getting told a different story. People started sending me screenshots. Turns out, Adrian wasn't single either. He had a long-term girlfriend. She didn't know about Miami yet, but she was about to. As soon as I confirmed Adrian had a girlfriend, it was time to move. I didn't care about Adrian, his weak beard, his rented yacht, or his fake producer act. But I did care about people who think they're untouchable while they drag others down with lies. And Brielle was already on her self-pity tour, posting like karma had blindsided her, like I was the villain. I had screenshots. Her in Miami with Adrian on the same day. She told me she was journaling and reflecting. Texts to Tessa the week before the trip saying she was excited to see if there was still a spark. Her captions: comments from Kendra confirming the reunion. Tessa had saved way more than I realized. She had seen this coming. She told me she held back for months out of respect, but when Brielle spun the narrative, the gloves came off. She gave me everything. Deleted texts, photos from the girls' trip, where Adrian was in every third picture, and texts from Brielle asking if it counted as cheating if your ex is technically your soulmate. Her words. Tessa also had a screenshot of a conversation from 3 weeks before Miami. Brielle bragging, "Colton is sweet, but boring. I just need something to remind me I'm still that girl." Adrian gets it. He sees me. That was enough. I found Adrian's girlfriend. It wasn't hard. I found her through tagged photos on his account. Her name was Marissa. She worked as a paralegal. Lived in Brickell. I sent her everything. Screenshots, dates, stories compared side by side, showing her man and mine, the deleted texts Tessa had saved. I didn't write a novel, just, "Hey, you don't know me, but I think you should know who your boyfriend was with in Miami last week. This is my ex. She and Adrian used to date. We were told it was nothing. It was something. An hour later. Thank you. You just saved me another year with this clown." Turns out she wasn't surprised. She said he'd been distant since March, always had work meetings at odd hours. She thought she was being paranoid. She wasn't. She was just dating a clown with a god complex. She ended it, blocked him, and posted a story with the caption, "Loyalty isn't a personality trait, it's a choice." She tagged his handle. Brutal. Meanwhile, Brielle was unraveling. After Tessa's simple post saying, "Some move on, some move closer," she sent me 20 texts in an hour. "Are you proud of this? You think sleeping with my best friend makes you a man? You threw our life away. You were supposed to be the safe one. I made one mistake. A single mistake." She said it like she'd dropped a fork. Then she leveled up the delusion. "You cheated during a break." I explored an emotional connection. Totally different. "Yeah," I texted back. "You explored Adrian's lap while I ate takeout alone on my promotion night." She didn't respond. The next morning, I went to get coffee and found flowers on my doorstep. White roses, her favorite, not mine. The note said, "I forgive you. I hope you can forgive me too. Brielle, forgive her. You'd think she was the one who got cheated on." That same day, I found out she'd called my mom. Apparently, she told her I was having a mental breakdown, that Tessa was manipulating me, and that I needed a family intervention. My mom called me. "Your ex says you're throwing everything away for some nurse." I replied. "She flew to Miami to sleep with her ex." Silence. She left that part out. Of course. By Monday, Brielle had shifted from guilt to warfare. First, she wrote an email to the HR department at the hospital where Tessa worked. She claimed Tessa was engaging in unprofessional conduct that could damage patient trust. She basically tried to get her fired for dating me. It didn't work. Tessa's supervisor laughed, forwarded the email to their legal department, and told her to ignore it. Turns out Brielle forgot Tessa didn't work in pediatrics or psychiatry. She was in the ER, the kind of unit where nobody cares who you're dating as long as you don't abandon your shift. Then it was my turn. She sent a fake letter to my company's ethics hotline saying I was dating a client and exhibiting threatening behavior. My supervisor pulled me aside. "This is nonsense, but I have to ask. You good?" "Yeah, my ex is losing it." He nodded. "Just keep documenting everything. No harm, just noise." And then Saturday came. I was dead asleep. 7:11 a.m., A knock on the door like it's a SWAT raid. I opened it. Brielle was standing there with Adrian. I looked at him. Who are you, man? Just hear her out, bro. You brought this clown to my door? She said she'd stop calling me if I came here. I got a new girl now, bro. Tessa came up behind me, arms crossed. So why are you here? Adrian looked like he regretted breathing. Look, man, I didn't know she was with someone when she showed up. I was just trying to keep the peace. Brielle exploded. That's not true. You said you missed me. I said it was good to catch up. That's it. I turned back to her. She looked ashamed. I just wanted to talk. Then talk to your Instagram followers. They love your poetry. I was confused. I didn't know what I wanted. You wanted options. Now you have none. Tessa stepped forward. Are you done screaming at the door like a teenager? Or do you want the neighbors to see you get dumped twice in 1 week? Brielle balled her fists, shook her head. You're both going to regret this. We already regret dating you. This is just cleanup. She left. Adrian didn't even say goodbye, just ran after her like an unpaid bodyguard. By the following Tuesday, Brielle went from entitled to borderline insane. She was coming apart, and everyone could see it. Not because I said anything. I didn't have to. She was sinking her own ship. After the failed ambush attempt with Adrian at my door, she tried one last guilt trip move. A handwritten letter tucked under my truck's windshield wiper in pink ink. It said she forgave me, that she hoped we could find our way back to what mattered, that she was willing to rebuild even after the betrayal. This from the woman who packed a carry-on for Miami with a plan to rekindle an old flame and didn't even call after my promotion. The same one who tried to get me and Tessa fired for dating during a break, mind you. She didn't want me back, she just wanted to win the story. But she'd already lost that story, because while she was posting cryptic quotes and using flowers and letters as weapons, Marissa, Adrian's now ex-girlfriend, was doing real damage. Turns out Marissa wasn't just a paralegal. She was a certified scorched earth operator, and she had receipts that made Brielle look like a comedy clown. She'd met Tessa and dropped everything. Screenshots, audio clips, timelines. Apparently, Brielle had been blowing up Adrian's phone before she even booked the trip, texting him from burner accounts, telling him she missed his energy, asking if he still had the chain she bought him. All while sleeping next to me. Marissa's texts made it clear. Brielle was hitting Adrian up every week for almost 2 months before Miami. She called it a coincidence. They were in the same city, but she booked her hotel 5 minutes from his apartment. She begged him to remind her of who she used to be. When he said he was in a relationship, she replied, "Relationships end, soulmates don't." Disgusting. Adrian didn't even sleep with her. He said she tried multiple times, but he refused, kept it friendly, and just took a few pictures to shut her up. He claimed he felt bad because they used to be close. He thought she was just lonely. I don't buy it. He played along for the attention, but I didn't care. Adrian was already finished. His new girl left him. His name was Mud, and his DMs were filled with people mocking him for chasing cheap drama. But Brielle wasn't done trying to rewrite the script. On Thursday, she went live. No joke. She did an Instagram live from her friend Layla's kitchen with a mug of tea in her hand, like she was about to drop some truth. I wouldn't have seen it if Qley hadn't screen recorded and sent it to me. She started with, "I've been very quiet out of respect, but I think it's time to speak my truth." Her truth. That's what liars say when the facts aren't on their side. She claimed she was blindsided by my relationship with Tessa, that it started before Miami, and that I was probably emotionally cheating for months. Then she claimed Tessa had always been jealous of her and was waiting for the moment to pounce. She literally used the word pounce, like we were lions. She also said I never supported her career, that I made her feel small for chasing her dreams, that I acted like her social media work was just selfies and hashtags instead of a business. Qley texted me after, "Bro, I know you said she was crazy, but she's full-blown gone on that live." I wrote back, "Told you." By Friday morning, the live had backfired. Marissa posted an 8-slide breakdown dismantling Brielle's lies with a full timeline. What really happened on her self-care trip. Screenshots of Brielle's texts to Adrian. Screenshots of her asking to meet up alone. Brielle saying, "Colton is just boring security. I need a spark." An Instagram story with Adrian's reflection in her sunglasses. The hotel receipt booked for 2 people. A text from Brielle to Adrian. "If I fly all the way out there, will you at least tell me the truth about us?" Marissa's caption, "Cheaters love to rewrite history, but screenshots don't lie." The comments exploded. People turned on Betrayal in seconds. What were you healing from? Was that you in those pictures? Girl, log off already. It was over. By Saturday, her account was deactivated, and then came the final blow. Someone, not me, probably Marissa, sent the video of her screaming outside my apartment with a megaphone to her job. Betrayal was a brand messaging specialist for a boutique PR agency that handled wellness influencers and female empowerment coaches. No joke. Her whole job was managing the brand image for women who sold 30-day transformation guides and hosted mindful breathing retreats. So when her company received a video of Betrayal holding a megaphone on my front lawn, screaming, "He seduced my best friend while I was on a spiritual journey," they didn't laugh. They fired her, and it wasn't quiet. Tessa got a text from someone who used to follow Betrayal's wellness blog. Apparently, the agency put out a press release the next day. "We believe in professionalism, integrity, and conflict resolution that aligns with our clients' values. Personal matters that become public spectacles do not reflect our brand identity. We wish Betrayal the best in her future endeavors." She was scrubbed from the website. Her portfolio was gone. Her email bounced. She tried calling me from an unknown number. I didn't answer, so she texted Tessa, "This is what you wanted. You won. You ruined my career." Tessa replied, "No, you ruined it. We just stopped covering for you." After that, Betrayal vanished. Deactivated everything. Stopped calling. A mutual friend said she'd moved in with her mother in Dallas. Apparently, she's taking time to heal, whatever that means. Layla still defends her. Kendra too, but even they've gone quiet, probably embarrassed. Nobody wants to publicly support the girl who tried to get people fired because her fake spiritual awakening turned into a scandal. Her brother Damon texted me a few weeks later. "Didn't know the whole story. My bad for coming at you like that. Should have known better." I just wrote back, "Appreciate it," and moved on. As for me, no revenge posts, no sad playlists, just peace. Tessa and I are keeping it slow, no pressure. She's not trying to replace anyone. I'm not in a rush, but we go out, we cook, or we just sit in silence without it being weird. She doesn't lie, doesn't overpost on social media, doesn't fake laugh at my sarcasm. Sometimes, while we're watching something, she'll look at me and say, "I still can't believe she had the audacity to use a megaphone." Yeah, that happened. And honestly, it's almost funny now. A month later, I hadn't heard anything from Betrayal. Not directly. Her old Instagram was gone. Mutual friends stopped mentioning her. Her number was blocked. Her agency pretended she never existed. Her brand was erased. The podcast, the photo shoots, the fitness collabs, all deleted. Her name was scrubbed from the internet like she never mattered, because honestly, she didn't. But she didn't know the fall wasn't over. The final blow hadn't landed yet. She still had some hope. Maybe she thought I'd forgive her someday. Maybe that Tessa and I would fizzle out, or that she'd land another job, rebuild her brand of self-love, and come back stronger. No, she made a mistake. She posted a lie, and I wasn't done proving it was a lie yet. About 2 weeks after she was fired, a friend sent me something from Facebook. A new account under a different name, Bria Monroe. Black and white profile picture, looking off to the side like she was in mourning. New job title, freelance coach for women, helping women heal from narcissistic relationships. You can't make this up. She was still trying to sell herself as the victim, talking about finding strength after betrayal and rebuilding after emotional manipulation. She even had a post with a GoFundMe link asking for help launching a podcast. She had raised $15, a single donation from Layla. So I called a buddy, let's call him Reese, who works in brand compliance at a reputation management firm in Austin. I sent him a screenshot of her new coaching business. "You want me to flag this?" he asked. "Not yet," I said. "Let's wait until she gets comfortable." 2 weeks later, she launched her first Zoom class. Reclaim Your Light After Trauma, a group workshop for women. $50 a ticket. So I had Tessa sign up with a burner email. The class was recorded. For an hour, Betrayal told 5 strangers that her partner had cheated on her, that he was a controlling man, that he manipulated her into thinking she was the problem, and then seduced her best friend as punishment. She said she left to protect her peace and came back to a betrayal so deep it shattered her nervous system. Her words. One woman cried, Another said her ex did the same thing. And Brielle smiled and said, "Men don't like women with boundaries, but I set mine, and that's why I'm free." That night, Reese sent the report. We sent it to every coaching directory she had registered with. We attached the recorded workshop, the Miami screenshots, Marissa's timeline, and the megaphone video. She was banned from 4 platforms within 48 hours. Her GoFundMe was reported. Her Venmo account was flagged. We didn't hack anything. We just told the truth. And the truth hurts when you've built your new identity on lies. Then came the final confrontation. I didn't plan it. I was leaving a hardware store, buying brackets for a window installation we had, and there she was, sitting in a white Honda with a cracked bumper, staring at me. She got out of the car, no makeup, sweatshirt, hair pulled back like she hadn't brushed it in days. "Can we talk?" she asked. I looked her up and down. "About what?" "I just need closure." I didn't laugh, didn't smile, just stood there. "You said I burned it all down." "I know that," she said. "But I also know you still care. You didn't have to destroy my life." "I didn't," I replied. "You did. You sent people after me." "No," I told the truth. "And the truth has consequences." "Adrian lied," she said. "No. He showed your entire text history." Marissa confirmed it. "You can cry manipulation, but you chased a man who didn't want you. You lied. You came home and tried to play the victim." I was scared. "No, you were bored, not scared." She just stood there, speechless. Then the tears started. "I lost everything. Please, Colton, please. You're standing in a parking lot, begging the man you tried to publicly destroy. That's not redemption. That's karma." She wiped her face on her sleeve. "Do you still love her?" I blinked. "Who?" "Tessa. She's not the one who left for clarity and came back thinking she deserved a second chance." "So yeah, maybe I do." "She stole you." "No, she showed up." "You didn't." Then I got in my truck and drove away. I didn't look back. Tessa heard about the encounter before I told her. Someone saw it and messaged her. She tried the crying routine. Of course, she always breaks under pressure. I nodded. But she'll get back up and fall harder. She was right. The final blow came from Marissa again. Turns out Brielle had been using one of Adrian's old emails to register for webinars and workshops under fake names, probably trying to spy on other people in their circle. Marissa hired a lawyer to draft a formal cease and desist letter for harassment and online stalking. Certified mail. All on the record. When Brielle ignored it, Marissa sent the letter to Brielle's mother's address. That's when the calls started again. Blocked numbers, voicemails, crying, apologizing, blaming Marissa, saying she was being harassed. She texted me one last time. "You won. You got everything you wanted. Just leave me alone." I never replied, but Tessa posted something on her story the next day. "Some bridges are meant to be burned. Stand back and let them glow." Now, there's no drama, no updates, no rumors, just silence. Brielle is gone. Her friends don't mention her. The wellness world won't return her calls. Adrian is still pretending to be a rapper in Miami with 3,000 followers and 0 engagement. Marissa moved on. Later I heard Tessa and Brielle had a falling out. I didn't care enough to ask why. I just know that after everything, whatever alliance they had crumbled. Tessa lost her nursing job over an unrelated outburst at work. Her attitude problems finally caught up with her. HR didn't fight it. As for Brielle, she burned every bridge in 2 states. She couldn't get a PR job. Her fake coaching brand never took off. She couldn't even get approved for a temp job. People talked. The screenshots kept circulating. They remembered her. They eventually ended up living together in a 1-bedroom Airbnb that over time became a storage unit with a leaky faucet. Then a friend told me they got evicted for not paying rent. Nobody else would take them in. Homeless, friendless, just stuck. Last week, I stopped at the grocery store on my way home from work. I was grabbing frozen food and motor oil. Nothing deep. I turned the corner near the self-checkout, and there she was, Brielle. Hair pulled back, stretched out sweatshirt, dirty sneakers, pushing a cart with 3 items and 2 layers of shame. She looked at me like she'd seen a ghost. "Colton, please." I didn't blink. I know I messed up. I know I lost everything. But I've changed, I swear. You don't have to take me back forever. Just talk to me. She was shaking. I looked at the dented box of dry rice in her cart, then back at her. "No." That's all I said, and I walked right past her like she never mattered. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a comment and support the channel by subscribing. See you in the upcoming stories.